Hi, today I want to give you a few tips about looking at refinancing. A couple of things that I've seen from past people that I've ran into is they typically will refinance every 2 or 3 years, and they allow the lender to add all the closing costs into the loan. So the lender is always saying it's a no-cost loan, but what's really happening is that they're adding all the closing costs to the existing mortgage balance, and that way you're not bringing any money in to close, but in the long run it's really costing you a lot of money. So let's use this example that we have a $350,000 loan amount, a 30-year loan, 5% interest rate. The payment on that, principal and interest only, is $18.78 per month. After 2 years, this is the months, so after 2 years, your $350,000 loan balance is roughly $339,400. The reason why is you can see you're mainly paying interest for about 16 years on this particular example, and then I'll start paying a little bit more on principal. So I can go ahead and scroll down on my amortization schedule here, and you'll see at the year end of 16, so we're 16 and 3 months, we'll pay $936 in interest, but $942 will go to principal. So if you want to get ahead on your mortgage, what you want to do is pay more principal in the first 10 years of your loan, and that'll help you. You don't have to refinance. You can just pay a little bit extra principal, and then you'll definitely shorten up your period of your loan. So getting back to our example here, we have a $350,000 loan balance. We're there for 2 years. Now we're going to refinance this $339,000. Well, that difference is roughly $10,000. So what the lenders are saying is, hey, I can take your 5% interest rate, lower it down to 4.5%. We're going to save you $105 a month just by doing some paperwork. That's $1,200 plus a year that you'll save, and it's a great deal. Well, they're going to do two things to you. They will extend it out to 30 years, which means you basically lost all that money that you've already put in. I mean, you've obviously lived in your home and you have to pay the interest for staying into your home. But if you're always extending back out to 30 years, it's going to be very difficult for you to get that loan paid off, especially if you refinance let's say every 3 years, and you did it twice. You just extended your mortgage or the period of time that you pay in the mortgage for another 6 more years. So hopefully that makes a little sense. Bottom line is, again, on this example, you're going to lose $10,600 in equity that you built up, because what the lender is going to do is they're going to charge you their closing costs. Typically on this size of a loan, on a refinance, you're going to be somewhere around $6,000 to $8,000, and then they might give you maybe $1,000 cash back, or they might just charge you more in junk fees and make more money. Not to say that lenders are bad, they're not. Each lender has their own different scenarios, so you really need to talk to your lender and have them work out different scenarios for you to figure out which is the best way for you. I just want to point out a few things to you so that you have a little bit more knowledge when you go in to talk to your lender what's best for you. Only you can decide what's best for you. Another option, instead of having the lender having you pay all the closing costs or adding it to your loan, you can also have the lender increase your note rate. For an example, let's say the lender comes back in and we're going to charge you 4.5%. Again, that's that $17.73 payment, so you save $105 a month. Well, instead of doing that, the lender can typically raise your interest rate by a quarter or a 1/4% to pay all your closing costs, and this is on loan balances of at least $250,000 or greater. So if you're doing something smaller than $250,000, the lender doesn't get enough premium or yield spread or back-end commission to pay your closing costs. So kind of keep that in mind. When I've ran the numbers several times for my clients, you really need to lower your interest rate by about 3/8%. 4.375 or 3/8%. So if we're at 4.625%, our payments are $17.99 a month. If we change it from a 30-year to a 28-year, because again, we don't want to extend that back out, and most lenders that service your mortgage can do that. They don't have to do a 30-year note. You can also do 25, 20, 15, 10-year loans. So you do have a lot of flexibility. Instead of lowering your house payment, maybe your goal is just to pay your house off faster. So you could do a 25-year note, which is just a few dollars more than what you're paying now. So that would be an option for you too. But getting back to our example, I'll do it at 28. We're still going to lower your payments by $19 a month by doing that. You're basically just doing paperwork because we're not adding anything to your mortgage balance. Your mortgage balance is still this $337,000. Actually, I should change that, 337. That'll actually lower your payments a little bit more. So we are a little bit lower. So if you wanted to stay at that 1878 payment, we could go to a 25-year note, and that's actually $20 more than what you're currently paying, but the loan is paid off in 25 years. So we just saved 3 years of interest just by doing it that way. Hopefully this will help you out. If you have any questions, certainly give me a call or send me an email. My name is Doug Hauk, and my phone number is 303-400-0472. Have a great day.